Hey, good morning, peeps. I guess it's still morning. Happy Thursday. It is the 24th. So we're all on the same page. So this is your Thursday report. Um, First off, I want to say thanks for all the continued support and thanks and thumbs ups and love and vibes and all that good stuff you guys are sending my way. Appreciate it greatly. Uh, I'm getting better every day. Uh, Wake up feeling a little bit more like myself every morning. So I appreciate that. Just an update. I go next week for follow up surgery to remove the stone and all that stuff. So appreciate your thoughts next Thursday. So let's dive in. Everything's in my opinion. Yada yada yada. So, what have we seen in the last 24 to 36 hours? Sorry if the voice is not cooperating today. Um, so, interestingly, we've seen on Google Finance and different things where I can't say that it's the CBI because they've consistently been staying at 1310, but they're definitely testing the markets, the secondary market, uh, to see how the rate is affected by dropping a zero. And then a few moments later, the zero comes back, and then all data goes away. So you can't compare it to a US dollar or any other currency. And then a few moments later, it's back at 1310. And then this cycle repeats. Um, so that's pretty big news because I think they're testing the market to see how it's going to react to the rate change. What else? So earlier this week, we saw the announcements of BricsPay Digital. So this is very big, and I believe it's going to be crucial to the rate change in Iraq. And then I believe it was yesterday we saw President Putin showcasing the BRICS cash or BRICS currency. So they had, what would be, I don't want to say a dollar, but a dollar bill or, single unit currency in cash form. And that is major because that tells us that it's cash is still going to be a thing. That it's not all going to be digital. And because BRICS, I believe, is all about economy, freedom in the economy, and as long as you have cash, you have freedom. When it's all digital, that's when things get sketchy. Um, so what else? So next up, what's the next steps that we're looking for? So Saturday, the Iraqi Council is going, or Parliament is going to announce their new speaker. So going back to Frank 26, he's always been opposed to Parliament and everything that they stand for, and that's not without reason. I believe that's probably a lot of corruption has been in their Parliament, but now that it seems like everyone's landing on the same page, is this announcement has this been the last barrier to HCL? So now that they're going to make this announcement Saturday, are we going to see the HCL come to play? So that's what we're hoping for. So Iraq is continuing to pull currency, dinar, from the street, via auctions, and then messing with the stock market to get more currency off the street. And then again, that combats inflation. Um, so honestly, at this point, I think that we can maybe move into Iraq's getting ready to rebuild the rate. Whether that's this weekend, whether that's the first of next week, I don't know. But in my gut, take that for what it is. I really believe that we're getting ready to see the rate. So there's a couple things to think about with that. So I have two scenarios, and this kind of plays into more of the whole global RV, NESARA, and all these things. So, and this is completely me spitballing my opinion, so take it for a grain of salt. Um, but in scenario one, I believe that Iraq reveals a new rate. Um, and then while that's rolling out, because that's not really tied politically to the United States, I believe that Iraq's going to roll out with the new rate. We're going to be able to go to the bank and exchange and all that. And so here's where kind of this is again my opinion. So we get to go exchange our dinar, and then we endure the election drama, and however that unfolds. There's like so many possible scenarios with that, but I'm just going to kind of gloss over that for right now. So we endure the election drama between now and January. Um, Also, between now and January, I think that we could see a new rate from Vietnam and possibly Zimbabwe. So then in January, we see the new election, we see NESARA roll out. And you have to go back and remember when Trump said, it's been a while, but he wants all the nations of the world to be at 1-to-1 parity, so that it's an even playing field. And then that makes me think about NESARA and GESARA. So what does that do? Between now and January, that gives Iraq its time to shine. They're the dominant currency of the world. They get their they get their moment in the sun for all the evil that's been done to them. And then in post January, once all the currencies of the world go to 1-to-1, and the playing field is level for everybody, then we move into the new world. And then let's see. So that's scenario number one. Okay. Scenario number two, scenario, is that we see possibly this weekend between now and the 5th, 2020 overturned, EBS enacted, Trump reinstated, Trump declares NESARA, we move into NESARA GESARA. So those are my thoughts on it. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe you agree with me. Maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate your guys' comments. But that's where I think we're at. Okay. So let's wave the magic wand and fast forward to next week. Okay. So we wake up Monday and there's the new rate for Iraq. It's going, in my opinion, it's going to be north of 322 because that's the reinstated rate. There's going to be an adjustment for increased in oil revenues, all the non-oil revenues that Iraq has now. So I'm looking for a rate between $3.40 to $4. Probably landing at 388 somewhere in there. So we wake up Monday, 388. You go to the bank. Are you going to, if you have 5 million dinar, are you going to take all 5 million with you, or are you going to take enough to change your life. Me personally, I will probably start out with just enough to change my life, because we don't know, in either scenario, we don't know if the rate is going to increase from wherever it's launched at. So, we have to think millionaire, billionaire mindset. Okay, a little patience now could profit you several $1,000,000 just by being patient, waiting a week or two or a month. So take what you need, change your life, and then sit back and wait, is my opinion. You do what you want. So let's pull a layer back on that. So do you know how to change your life? Okay, so do you have a home picked out that you want, your dream home? Okay, say it's $2 million. Okay, so if you are going to, and I have real estate background, so this is where it's come from. If you are going to purchase a home for $2 million, just to see a home for $2 million, you have to have proof of funds. So what does that mean? That means when you go to the bank and you exchange and you set up bank accounts, you're going to set up a specific bank account, move $2 million into it, that's free and clear, and that there's no other activity on that account that someone could look into or do nefarious things with. So that money is free and clear. You get a printout of that from your bank. You take it with you, either physically or digitally or both. And then you find an agent, you go see the home, you make the offer, you have your proof of funds, you're a week ahead of the game. So then you secure your home. Same thing with a vehicle. If you're going to go out and buy a new S-Class Mercedes, you find out how much that is, you do another bank account with proof of funds, ready to go. And then that way when you walk into the bank, you have all the leverage. So, or when you walk into the dealership. So those are some things that you need to think about now, today, for next week if we get the new rate, or if it's 2 weeks or whatever. So things to think about, because we've all been so tunnel visioned into when's it going to happen. I think we're at that moment that it's getting ready to happen. So now you kind of really need to start really thinking about investing, real estate, purchases, paying off debt, all these things. If you are upside down on things and you have creditors barking at you and all that stuff, I would find some sort of a financial medium, some person that does fixes credit or something like that, and have a disconnect between your creditors and your new money. Never use a debit card to pay off your credit debts and things. If you need to, go set up a prepaid credit card and then use that to pay off creditors if you don't want to use a middleman. But never link your financial institution via your bank account routing number or a debit card to some crazy creditor that will more than likely do bad things. So again, these are just things that you need to start really thinking about now, because I think our reality is getting ready to change. So that's it for today, and that's my thoughts. Take it or leave it, but I think we're there, guys. I think it's imminent. I really do. That's my gut feeling. So take it for what's worth. Again, I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me through this whole. It's amazing how you can be charging ahead, and then bam, you have something happen, lands you in the ICU, and then you're picking yourself off your butt and dusting yourself off and trying to get running again. So life's fickle and fragile, so don't take it for granted. All right, guys, see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.